Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. This is the latest Manchester United news and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer press conference reaction for the game up against Norwich City in the FA Cup. And I'm going to start by saying I'm very sad today. I mean, look, you're not a United fan if you're not feeling sad today. Liverpool are title holders, title winners after 30 years. And look, it's not a good day. It's not a good day for Manchester United. And I hope that the club feel the pain of the real fans, that this is not acceptable. It's not acceptable for Liverpool to win a cup. It's not acceptable for Liverpool to win the league. And our Manchester United is hungry. I mean, look, if we still had Sir Alex or David Gill, they would be feeling this more than we're feeling it. And we're feeling it big time. And look, I do give credit to Liverpool. I do give respect to Liverpool. I've known they're going to win the league for a long time. They totally deserve to win the league. It doesn't make it any less painful. And it works both ways for Liverpool fans. And they'll be saying, well, we had it for years with you winning it. I don't want it for 1 year. 1 year's too much. This should not happen to this football club. And I just hope in that football club today, there is at least half the pain that the fans are feeling today. Is there that determination to turn this around? Is there the determination to say this should never happen? Look, I said the famous words. You'll find the clip if you want. Any manager who presides over Manchester United when Liverpool win the league should be sacked. Now, do I sit here this morning saying sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Well, of course I don't. But when I said that, I did mean it. So, you know, look, reality bites. You live in the moment, don't you? Should Solskjaer be sacked this morning because Liverpool won the league? No. I mean, look, I don't say it with conviction, but no, because I think the club is going places. But it's not about thinking. It's got to go places now, I think. You know, talking about potential, 3 years' time, we're going to be great in 3 years. That really does run thin when Liverpool win the league. And who's going to stop Liverpool winning the next season? Because I don't think Man City look any good. Are Chelsea going to close that gap? Are we going to close that gap? Liverpool win another league. They equal up with us. They win another one. They go past us. Are we just going to stand there and wave them off? You know, what are we doing as a football club to stop them? And this has always been the issue for the fans who understand the way the club's running. Your PR spin, your your great charity work, but what are you doing to make us the best club in the world? Because it's not a joke anymore when Liverpool are the best club in the world. Why are we not the best club in the world? Why are we not doing anything about it? And to be honest with you, the point swing under Solskjaer for Liverpool is unacceptable. It's not all Ole's fault. A lot of it goes beyond Ole, Mourinho. There's a lot of problems over the last 6 years. That it's a bit like, you know, we see all these graphs at the moment and the lag of what happens. You know, in a very serious sense, you know, coronavirus, people catch the virus and then they die from it like 5-6 weeks later. So the graph goes up gradually and you've got to look back. Well, look at United. The graph's up with us in Liverpool, but you've got to go back 5-6 years to see where we started to cause the damage that gets to this tipping point. But is it going to keep going up, or are we going to start to bring the graph down? And I think that's what we need to do. So look, I'm not going to excuse this. Liverpool fans are going to enjoy it. United fans think what you like. I don't like this situation. I don't think there's anything to like about it. There's nothing to like about it. There's no part of this that we should be going, oh, well, we're heading in the right direction. We need to get in the right direction quick. Manchester United Football Club should have a meeting this morning about that is unacceptable. That is unacceptable what's happened. We knew it was coming. There's another year. If this happens next year, heads have got to roll. Like in a job sense, people need to go. Woodward needs to go. Maybe Ole needs to go. But if Liverpool win the league next year, big change is needed at this club because it never should have been allowed to happen in the first place. And as I say, total respect to Liverpool. They totally deserve it. Well-run club, fantastic manager, brilliant purchasers, and a philosophy. You know, we used to have all of that, and we can get it back. But I tell you what, this summer we cannot be sat there going, look at Chelsea buying Havertz, look at Chelsea buying Werner, look at Chelsea's buying Ziyech. Oh, Chelsea want Alaba. What are we doing? You know, we're missing out on a 16-year-old from Birmingham who would rather go to Germany than come to Manchester. Are we missing out on Sancho because we don't want to pay what he's worth? Like, we can't, if you want to close the gap, and I'm telling you what, it's not a want anymore, it's an absolute need. We need to close that gap, and if these people running this club aren't able to do that, then I'll tell you what, look, I don't condone the people going to people's houses, that's disgusting, but there needs to be more done to make Manchester United the great club that they are. We have got the funds. We cannot just be, every few months, a shareholders meeting where we go, social media interaction's great, revenues are looking okay, dividends will be paid. No, we're a bloody football club, and it would be absolutely wrong of me and anybody else involved with this channel and anyone else in the community who actually cares about this club, it would be absolutely wrong for us to sit here this morning with Liverpool as champions of England saying, oh, well, we're heading in the right direction. No, it's a kick in the teeth. This is the equivalent of losing 5-0 at Anfield. It's probably worse. It's a very, very kick in the nuts, wake-up call moment for Manchester United. And I hope that in the corridors of Carrington and the corridors of Old Trafford, they are as agitated, annoyed and motivated as we are as United fans to change it. Because I haven't seen enough of that over the last 6-7 years. And that's what we need to see this morning, and that's what we need to get back to. It starts today. Exactly, Shiva. It starts today. It should have started a long time ago. And I think Solskjaer is starting something, but it's not about think. It has to happen. He has to be given the tools to do it. He has to. Liverpool are our biggest rival. They're our biggest rival. That pretend plastic rival last night that turned up and basically rolled over, tickle my belly football. I mean, that... you can say what you like about their ban, and I hope they do get a ban, but that was mercenary City at their bloody finest last night. I knew Liverpool were going to win the league, but that was 3 points Chelsea never should have got. Why did they get it? Because Man City couldn't be arsed again. And that's down to us. Look, Watford, Bournemouth, Burnley, you can list the losses. We deserve to be where we are. We shouldn't be relying on mercenary City. But what a bloody surprise. City go to Chelsea and they can't be bloody arsed. Apart from a world-class free kick from De Bruyne, that's one of the worst performances I've seen from City this season. Against us, when we beat them, yes, we parked the bus, yes, we counter-attacked them, but they still passed the ball about well, they still carved us open a few times, and they still forced decent saves from De Gea. They did next to nothing yesterday. Oh, it's a bit hot, we can't win the league, sod this, and they just couldn't be arsed. But that's, fair play to Chelsea, deserved the win. Fair play to Liverpool, won the league, deserved. Man City, do not be relying on that mercenary club. Because if they're winning and everything's going right, they'll beat everyone 4 or 5-0. But when it gets tough or they can't win, that's what you get from City. Absolute joke. That performance last night from City was a joke. And it's made top 4 very hard. It's made top 4 very hard. We will be talking about what Solskjaer said, but obviously I need to let go about Liverpool a little bit. But top 4's not over. Top 4's not over. I'll come back to that. So Ollie's been asked about Liverpool in his press conference. Fair play. He's come out and he said, well done. They deserve the credit for winning the title. He was asked how far away they are and how we are, and he says it's about consistency. And he is right. Look, I'm not going to pretend that Martial and United the other night wasn't a good performance. It was. And I'm not going to pretend that we're not on the course for our... I mean, look, I don't want to... Realities are what United need to face up. It's no longer fun and games, says Russell Burton. This hurts even though we knew it was coming. Cry for my beloved Sir Alex, says Russell. And Liam Thorpe says, just a suggestion for games like cup finals or even just the last game of the season if possible. I don't want to do that setup, Liam Thorpe, thank you. Our watch along is the first, the best, and it will stay how it is, thanks. But thanks for the suggestion. We're not doing that. I'm not doing a pantomime watch along like AFTV where we all sit at bloody chairs. We'll do it our way because I don't want to be like AFTV. I don't want to be. I love Robbie and the guys, but I don't want to be like AFTV. I don't want to be like that. We're the United stand. We're Manchester United. We define. We are the club that should be, innovating and doing things our way. And at the moment, I don't give a toss what our AFTV or Arsenal are doing. They're a mid-table club. And I do give a toss what Liverpool are doing because they're better than us. That's what I aspire to be, nothing else. I am irritated this morning, but I think the club needs to be irritated. It's not about salty tears. It's not about bitter. Well done, Liverpool. I agree with Ollie. Well done, Liverpool. You're the best team in the world. You're the best team in England. Well done, Liverpool. That's not being salty. What I then move to is what Liverpool fans have been moving to for the last 30 years. We're Manchester United. Our biggest rival is Liverpool. Not Man City, not bloody Arsenal, not Chelsea. Our biggest rival is Liverpool. What are we doing to stop Liverpool winning the league next season? Because I don't think anyone else is going to do it. So what are we doing it? And this is the point, isn't it? Because we are on course for our worst ever points total in Premier League history. I think we can get past that, but we're going to have to win our next 8 games. Now more than ever, I want top 4. I want Champions League football, I want Jadon Sancho, and I want us to start closing that gap next season. To do that, we must win our next 7 Premier League games, and we will get top 4. So anyone moaning about top 4, we will get it. Ollie's right. How do we close the gap on Liverpool? How far away? Consistency. Not losing to Newcastle. Not losing to Bournemouth. Not losing to Watford. Consistency. And we've got an opportunity to do that over the next few games. And that to me, that's the main thing that we need to do. We've got to find the consistency, and the club's got to be backed properly. But it's not acceptable where we are today. And I wonder what Manchester United are actually planning on doing, because we are the king of PR spin since January. There's been so much positivity around Manchester United. I wish we could announce Sancho today. I wish we could announce a new contract for Paul Pogba today, because those two... I was thinking about this morning. United always spin a PR thing when they need to. Well, we need a spin here. It better not be Phil Jones is fit for Norwich. It better not be a new contract for Jesse Lingard and Andreas Pereira. You know, even Angel Gomez, I want him to stay, but that's not enough. I want a big story. I want a big, true story. I want Manchester United in the Champions League. I want United to sign Jadon Sancho. I don't want no crappy PR lies. I want a true story. If they announce Paul Pogba signing a new contract today, I'd forget about Liverpool winning the league, because I'd be like, wow. You know, but can we do those sort of things? That's the challenge. Not, put a story out that we're in for Griezmann, you know, or Bale. No, we've done this for years. I want actual, genuine progression. Get Pogba on a new contract. He's at the club. Why can't we get him on a new contract? Get Jadon Sancho at this club. You know, go and get another attacking midfielder. Get a centre defensive midfielder to take over from Matic. Build a team. Build a team. And I think we've seen a glimpse under Solskjaer in the very recent future that we can build a team. I know he can beat Chelsea. I know he can beat Pep. I think he can beat Klopp. But we can't at the moment, and we've got to close that gap. Trent Singh, Mark, it hurts seeing Liverpool players celebrate winning the league. I hope our board watch them and it hurts them. We need to get competing this summer before they get title number 20. Well, that's the challenge, Trent. That is the challenge. I'm hurt. You're hurt. Is Ed Woodward hurt? Are the Glazers hurt? Is everybody else in the corridors of power at Manchester United hurt? Or are they just sat at work going, they shouldn't have been out. They're not social distancing. You know, actually, what's the real issue here? Manchester United need to be at the top. And look, I've been spoiled. I've seen great things happen at Manchester United. But I want more. I cannot be what that journalist said, and I forget who it was. You know, I can live with not having any titles for a few years because we had so many in the last 20 years. Well, as I said at the time, that's ridiculous. That's not a winning mentality. That would never come out of the mouth of Sir Alex Ferguson. I used to live in a mansion, so I can live with living on the streets. Well, why are you living on the streets? You know, there's cause and effect. Why are we not winning titles? Because the club's been run badly. You know, I can't sit and go, well, we've had it good for a few years, so we can have it bad for a few years. Liverpool fans never sat there going, well, we had it good in the 70s and 80s, so we can have it bad now. No, they moaned about how their club was being run. They forced managers out. They walked out of their ground. You know, Liverpool it's been a long, long time. I'm not about to cry, I just caught something in my throat. It's been a long time coming for Liverpool, but now they are the best run club in Europe. We need to do this. We need to do this, and money will have to be spent. It's a big part of it, but it's not the only part. Yankee says, we're just outraged now, but we all know we won't win the league, and with one of our own, Ollie's mentality, we like mediocrity, don't be mad at City. Well, I'm mad at City because of what they did last night, but actually we should be masters of our own destiny. Get Glazers out, trending again. Pep is a fraud. We need to change in our club. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doing his best, doing his part now. It's on the Glazers, says Jimmy Marseille. Aaron Vinder, Liverpool winning hurts me more than Aguero. This should initiate a fire in the management and make big moves else to get game over for us. And Jesse Lingard 14. Angel will start tomorrow as the number 10 along with Chongi, Dan and myself. We'll talk about that in a minute, but I think that's exactly correct. It is not wrong to be angry with Manchester United Football Club for Liverpool winning the league. And it's not aimed at Ollie. I think Ollie has, if you look at Ollie's 18 months, it's definitely better. We're heading in the right direction compared to Mourinho, Van Gaal and Moyes. What I'm angry about is how we went from the best club in England to where we are now, and that is an accumulation of years, and there are the same people in charge. And yes, look, they're going to get a second chance because they're going to give themselves a second chance. Who's going to sack our board? Who's going to sack our owners? Nobody. They're in total control, but they need to be aware that United fans aren't happy. You know, great work over the last 6 months, charity work, NHS signing of Bruno. There is great work there, but it's still making up for the mistakes of what they've caused over 6 years. We've got to close that gap. And sitting on your hands saying, oh, it's going to be a tough market for everybody. Well, I don't think Chelsea are struggling. I don't think Juventus are spending money. I think Bayern Munich are going to spend money. So, and we are Manchester United. We've got to close this gap. So I don't want to hear this summer, well, you know what, we won't be held to ransom. It's a difficult market. Screw that. Get Manchester United back on top of the world of football, and we'll talk. And that's your job. If you're chief executive, or if you are the owner, or you are the manager of Manchester United Football Club, your sole motivation is to make Manchester United the best club in England. That's what it is. Not dividends for your owners, not profit lines, not brand deals, not social media FC. Manchester United, the number one club in England, should be the number one. I could write a job description for Manchester United tomorrow, and it should run through the club from top to bottom. Top line, Manchester United, your job is to make Manchester United the best club in England. Whether you're the social media guy, whether you're Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, whether you're the fitness guy, whether you're the tea lady or man or whatever, your job is to make Manchester United the number one club in England. And I'm not sure everybody's pulling weight there at the moment. I know Ole wants to do it. I think some of our players want to do it. But does everybody have that kick up their backside to do it? Are we being run from top to bottom like a club that is absolutely obsessed with being the best club in England? And I don't know. I don't see that evidence over the last 6 years. Hopefully we're starting to see it over the last 6 months, but we need to see that evidence. It can't be a we hope. It can't be we believe. It's a we will. We will be. And that's what we need to see. And I'm not happy this morning. I'm not happy this morning. And I refuse to back down. And I refuse to say, oh, I'm ranting because of anything like that. I've had a long time to think about this. One of the first things I did last night was tweet out, congratulations to Liverpool. Now, some United fans don't like that. But humility in defeat is very important. Guard of honours, whatever like that. These things define you. When your rival is successful, do you sit and cry, or do you go, I'm never going to see that again? Sometimes these moments can be the moment. From the depths of despair, great things can grow. And I want to see that from Manchester United. But if we won't see it if there's an apathy. We won't see it if the club actually aren't that bothered. They're just like, oh, look at this idiot on YouTube. What does he know? Look at the revenue. We're fine. Ollie's at the wheel. What's he on about? Have you seen this idiot again? He's having a right go. What's he on about? And that might be happening at the club, or they might be listening and thinking, yeah, I feel the bloody same. What are we doing? I'm on the phone. What are we doing? And that's what we need in this bloody football club. We've got to get back to being the best, because I can't have another year watching Liverpool winning the league. I can't. It's bloody bad enough doing it. But as I said, bottom line, they deserve to win it. They've run their... And look, in a sentence, fantastic manager, trust in the manager, money for the manager, fantastic recruitment, and a board that wants to win, that doesn't want to take money out of the club. So, look, that's why they're successful. We need you, Mark, on the board, and Gary Neville as football director, says Mark. Yeah, you've got absolutely no chance of that. And Man City was so sloppy, I think they don't want Manchester United at the top four, says Chris Fit. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but the reality is you can't rely on Man City. And I think as well, we've probably looked at Chelsea's fixtures and gone, they'll definitely drop points to City, they'll definitely drop points to Liverpool. In a way, the fixture list has been kind to Chelsea, because they're playing Man City and if they'd played Man City in December or January or February, and Liverpool in January or February, they would have dropped the points. But they've got them at a time where they're both on the beach. Like, Liverpool aren't going to give a shit. They'll probably let Chelsea win because they won last night and helped them win the title. So Man City and Liverpool probably are two of Chelsea's easiest games, and that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Smash a like on the video, everybody, if you're watching. Frank Lampard, with what some say is a worse squad, is doing better than Ollie in less time. So what is his excuse for being in fifth? Just want your opinion, says Lumberjack. Well, I refuse to turn this into Solskjaer. I refuse to turn it into Solskjaer's issue, because actually this has been coming for a long time where we are today. As I say, it's a graph that's been starting since Sir Alex Ferguson left. Cause and effect. Moyes set us back. Van Gaal set us back. Signings set us back. Decisions set us back. Mourinho set us back. And it's just been getting bigger and bigger. And the gap, we were there and Liverpool were there. And over the years, it's just gone like that. And Ollie probably came in when we were already that far apart. And now we're that far apart. So it's gone a little bit more. But there's a rollover effect. Ollie's not the reason Liverpool have won the league. Liverpool have been building this for about 4 years. Ollie's only been at the club 18 months. So the real blame here, there's a large proportion of the blame with the decisions of the previous managers, the current board. Mourinho's got to take an effect. Van Gaal's got to take an effect. But ultimately, their managers, the people in charge of the club, are the ones that can drive this change. Are they going to drive this change? I don't know. So yeah, I'm not happy, but I am respectful in defeat because that's what you have to do. That's what this club's been brought up upon. But I'm not happy with how it's gone. Let's talk about the game tomorrow. I mean, look, at this moment in time, I'm going to be a petulant little shit. I mean, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said the FA Cup is a big game for him. He remembers it as growing up as a kid. It's a big game, and he said he's not sure the youngsters of today understand what it means. Ollie and me are not that far apart in age, so I know what Solskjaer's on about. The FA Cup final used to be a massive game, but there's a really big word there, used to be. The FA Cup's not a big thing anymore. I disagree with Solskjaer. Saying the youngsters don't get how important the FA Cup is, it's not important. Wigan won it and got relegated. You know, Arsenal have won it. The FA Cup is not that important anymore. It used to be the biggest game in football. It's not. The biggest, and look, to me, this is money in Premier League and Champions League ruining football. I agree. The FA Cup is not what it used to be, and that's very sad. It used to be a massive event. This game tomorrow, he's got to make changes. He said it himself, there will be changes tomorrow. He's got to make changes. He cannot put his strongest team out because the FA Cup is special. And we'll see that in the team selection tomorrow. Brighton Athletic on Tuesday in the Premier League is bigger than Norwich. I'll guarantee you, if we had Solskjaer now and had a lie detector on him, or he just told us the truth, Ollie, would you rather beat Brighton or Norwich? He'll rather beat Brighton. And so will I, because losing points to Brighton will probably means we've got no chance of top four. Beating Norwich just gets you to an FA Cup semi-final. You're still two games away from winning a cup that ultimately is nice to win, but doesn't get you where you need to be going as a football club. So the FA Cup is important, but it's not. As a tournament, it's not important anymore. Youngsters of today are not getting it. You are getting it. You're probably getting it more than us people who hark back to the past and go, remember when the FA Cup was special? It's not special anymore. It's a trophy. It's better than the Carabao Cup. It's not as valuable as fourth place. And that's the way that football's been constructed. And shame on football for doing that. But you've made fourth place more important than the FA Cup. In fact, I don't even like top four. I don't like the top four argument because it makes winners out of losers. You know, so many people now see top four as a trophy. You know, fourth place is seen as oh yeah, we got fourth place. I remember when fourth place was like, you know, what's the point? You're on the beach with a month to go. You know, you can't win the league. You're not getting relegated. Fourth place now has become more valuable than a piece of silverware. And that's football's problem. But it's true. He spoke about Lingard actually and said, I think Lingard will start tomorrow. He said that Lingard looks really fresh, which is, I've always said this about Lingard. He always comes back very fresh on a pre-season. The reason he wasn't on the bench against Burnley is because he was ill for a couple of days. So I expect to see Lingard involved. And I think he would have been on the bench instead of Pereira on Wednesday against Sheffield United. He did say that there'll be changes coming in, and he also obviously spoke about how far we're away, which is what we've discussed as well. So, no, I mean, look, I think the press conference was always going to be dominated by Liverpool, and this press conference reaction has actually been dominated by what I feel the situation and what you feel that the situation is at the moment. There's going to be a lot of frustration, and I think Manchester United need to manage that frustration. If I was in charge of Manchester United this morning, I'd be going, we've had all this positive PR all through lockdown. There's a real buzz. Anthony Martial, first hat-trick since Van Persie. Everything, Pogba's back. Everyone's feeling good. And now it's just all, if you've built that positivity tower, trust me, Manchester United, it's been knocked down. And it's not been knocked down because fans want to be negative. It's been knocked down because our biggest rival have won their first title for 30 years. And that is no amount of positivity that you can build. It's, that is something that's going to destroy most United fans for a couple of days. It's something we don't want. And the club can't do anything about that apart from go, we can't spin this. This is a low. They won't probably feel it like we feel it. They probably won't. But they do need to understand it. And they have been quite good at understanding the mood of the fans over the last 6 months. So if you want to get the positivity back this manager, back this team, secure the long-term future of some players in this team, i.e. Paul Pogba, and God forbid, please make sure that we get Jadon Sancho, because that is a positive spin. It doesn't paper the cracks of what's happened this season, but it does start to get us back. We need a team that people look at. And I think on Wednesday, we had a team that teams look at and go, that's not bad. Pogba, Bruno, Rashford, Martial, Greenwood, that's not a bad front five. And it isn't. It's a very good front five. And you bring in Sancho into that. You sort your centre-back pairing out with a bit of pace. maybe a CDM coming in to understudy under Matic, and there is some potential at that club, and there are still lots and lots of young players coming through. But yeah, I mean, look, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed today, and I would challenge any Manchester United fan out there not to be. But it's really. I was just looking at something there. Somebody just sent me a message. I mean, I don't really know if I want to touch on this, so I will do because I don't like sitting on the fence. Basically, what is your thoughts on Liverpool fans last night not social distancing? Well, I think that when it comes to that, a lot of Liverpool people, I mean, factually, there was quite a lot of coronavirus cases in Liverpool after the game against Atletico Madrid because a lot of the virus came over from Spain because they were in they had more of an infection rate than us. So that was obviously quite that was obviously very, very sad. I don't know where I stand on this because you've got Bournemouth Beach packed out with people yesterday because it's very hot. You've had protesting, which is obviously a very right thing to do. Just is it an ideal time to do it? You've got to protest when you've got something to protest about. So Liverpool fans running around Anfield celebrating, I don't think we're ever going to stop that. And I think it's very easy for us as United fans to say, "Oh, look, that's a disgrace." But you know, if we'd won the title last night for the first time in 8 years, I guarantee you, outside Old Trafford, it wouldn't be quiet. There would be people there. It doesn't matter. It's not about fans. It's about personal choice. There will be people who congregate at the beach today. There will be people who would congregate outside a club if they win a trophy. If we win the Europa League, I mean, look, hopefully we'll be out of lockdown then. But I just look. Is that nice to watch Liverpool winning a trophy? Ultimately, that's the thing that irritates me. Does it irritate me that they're out there not social distancing? Well, look, that's their personal choice at the end of the day. If somebody there's got it, they're going to get it. They're going to take it home to elderly relatives, and they might kill them. That we've all known about that for 3 months, but it doesn't stop people going to the beach. It doesn't stop people leaning over you in the shops to get a cucumber. So that's a society issue. I don't think it's a Liverpool Football Club, and I don't think it's a Liverpool fan thing. I think, as I said, if that was Arsenal fans, they'd do it. If it was United fans, they'd do it. So I don't think targeting Liverpool fans for causing an increase of coronavirus is actually that fair, because I think all clubs would do that, and I would challenge anybody who doesn't. Fighting with one hand behind your back with the Glazers, says Ishmael. I think that's definitely been the truth over the last 6 years, yes. And it's good to be gracious and congratulate Liverpool. We're miles off them, says Mojo. I am not even going to start talking like Liverpool fans have over 30 years and say that next season will be ours. We're 2 seasons away from challenging for anything. Well, I think that is the scariest thing, and that is the saddest thing. I think that we are a very, very long way away from winning the title. And if we won it next year, I'd be stunned. But what we need to aim to do next year is take 6 points off Liverpool. We've got to try and in that sense, that would be an improvement on this year. Take 6 points off Liverpool next year. Maybe we won't have the consistency to win the title, but beat Liverpool twice. Start throwing a few punches. Start hurting them, because at the moment, if we get in the ring with Liverpool, they're just toying with us. They're holding it off with one hand and they're on the phone texting. Look at these idiots. You know, they're bantering us. Next season, we need to get in the ring and throw a few punches, and they might end up winning the league. And I think they will win the league next year, because I can't see us doing it. But we've got to take that responsibility on. We can't be sending our mates in. Got Manchester you can beat in. You know, we've got to do it, because they're not our mates. They should be our rivals as well. We've got to be the heavyweight champion. We've got to be the one who can get in the ring and fight them. It would be very hard to do that next season. Very hard indeed. And it'll be very easy for them to do it, because they're in a groove now. Last year they nearly won it. This year they did win it. Next year they'll definitely be in there. Why are they going to get any worse? They've won it at a canter. And I think they'll do it again next year. So that's the challenge for United. What I will say at this point is, look, should Solskjaer be sacked because Liverpool won a title? Of course he shouldn't. I said that at a moment where I never thought Liverpool could win the league. And I said that any manager who's the manager of United when Liverpool win the league should be sacked. There's a bigger picture than Solskjaer here. It's been going on for years. Years have led to this point. What I would say, though, is if Liverpool win the league next year and we're nowhere near them, I think we should be sacking Solskjaer, because I just don't. He'll have had 2.5 years by then. So you know, if Liverpool are still winning, Liverpool are winning 2 titles in a row and we're not getting anywhere near them, then I think that would be rather drastic. That would be equaling up with our titles record. But, you know, that's the challenge. I don't apologise for saying that. That is the challenge. This is unacceptable for Manchester United to be watching Liverpool winning a title. That should run through the club. They should be sat there this morning sorting out why we're going to stop them winning the title next year, with pressure on it. With if they win it next year, there's going to be issues. So, welcome to Kieran Colkett, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Thank you for that. And a super chat from Alex Marmon. He said, we should use last night to go hard on transfers, get top 4, win some silverware this season and put in place plans to challenge for the league again. 100%, I agree with that. I'm going to be back at 8 o'clock tonight. Thanks everyone for watching. Hopefully we've got a very insightful and nice video for you coming up early afternoon. So keep your eye out for that. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, and I'll speak to you all soon.